Hi there, welcome to another episode of Driving Wizardry. In this episode, I was going to address Rices, and not in the "Hello Rices, I have something to say," not in that way, address the concept of Rices, and then following distances. But because of something that's come up on the Alfa Romeo 4C forum, that's being debated, discussed, and argued about, I figured we need to clear this up once and for all. How to hold the steering wheel. Now, some of us have been taught the 10-2 position, making sure our thumbs are not in the inside of the steering wheel so that they don't get hurt in case of an accident. Others have been taught the 3-9 position, and yet others have been taught never cross your arms, just feed the steering wheel through your hands. What exactly is the right method? What is the right way? Well, rather unsurprisingly, the answer lies in the use of a clock code that we use to describe where our hands go. Now, let's start with the 3-9 position as an example. Someone driving in the 3-9 position is usually doing it wrong, because if you look at a clock, the hands will never be in a 3-9 position. At best, if you decide to put your one hand, your left hand in the 9 o'clock position, the right hand will be just before 3 o'clock, a minute or two before the 3 o'clock position. Same applies for the 10-2 position. If you've got to put the left hand in the 10 position, the right hand will not be in the 2 position. And this is something you need to keep in mind, irrespective of which style you are using to drive. If you don't do that, you're not going to get the maximum benefit out of holding the steering wheel. Now, unfortunately, I have to add that this is only really true if you live in the UK. So guys like Sir Lewis Hamilton and Ben Collins are probably holding the steering wheel quite correctly, but not all the time, because of one thing that most people tend to forget: time zones. So what I'm trying to say here is, in the UK, you may get away with the 3-9 position, but out here in the UAE, it's a little bit different. If I want to drive the same way, it's going to be a 7-9 position because we're 4 hours ahead. If I was to live in Canada, the 3-9 position will now become a 9-9 position because they are 6 hours behind the UK if they use Canadian Central Time. I think that's how it's pronounced, Central Canadian Time, Canadian Central Time. Anyway, time zones help determine the right way to hold the steering wheel. Okay, so have a good look at the time zone that you're in and adjust accordingly. Now, as I've said, guys like Sir Lewis Hamilton and Ben Collins are holding the steering wheel correctly, but not all the time. They also screw it up because of something that they've decided to do in the UK and in some other countries as well, which makes no sense to me: daylight saving time. In other words, if you're in the UK and you're driving in the general vicinity of the 3-9 position, daylight saving time, you're going to have to adjust where you hold the steering wheel with your right hand. It's either going to be at the 2 o'clock position or close to the 2 o'clock position, or the 4 o'clock position, whichever way that is that they do it. Unfortunately, that doesn't affect us here in the UAE. We'll just keep going by the 7-9 position. Now, there is one group of people that tend to hold the steering wheel correctly all the time. And these people are pilots. We work on Zulu time, and irrespective of where we are in the world, we stick to that time. Very similar to GMT, and we'll use it no matter where we are, therefore being better drivers. But even amongst drivers such as us, pilots, we're not all equal. We'd have to admit we're not all equal. And the only true way to determine if you're holding the steering wheel correctly won't come from your own, how can I put it, your own judgment, but you'll start to notice that people around you react in a certain way, and they tend to describe you in a particular way. And when you start getting these descriptions and these references to yourself, this is when you realize that you are holding the steering wheel in the correct way. Now, if someone refers to you as he who is first, or refers to you as the winner, or he who is not second, you're probably holding your steering wheel correctly. Anyway, I hope that's helped. I hope that's sorted out a couple of things. Until next time, I've got some driving stuff to do. Cheers.